I'm good. I'm good. If you have ever attempted to collect petition signatures or distribute political campaign literature, you know all too well that common response. I'm good. And it reflects the reality that many citizens of America and residents of its localities are to a degree apathetic about the political process. I'm good. It has nothing to do with me. Or I don't have kids in school. And if you are a candidate for school board, forget about it. As of February 1st, 2016, the county of Arlington, Virginia, one of the most affluent and most educated districts in the nation, had a grand total of 153,389 registered voters in a municipality with 230,050 residents, according to the United States Census Bureau. Do the math, and you will confirm that that is only about 67%. But of those registered voters, only 130,868 were considered to be active voters, or roughly 57% of residents. Okay, some of those not voting are ineligible to vote, but still, those are not great numbers. Moreover, the lower the position on the ballot, the less inclined an active voter is predisposed to cast a vote. Accordingly, only 121,339 votes were cast for presidential candidates in 2016 in Arlington, Virginia, or 53% of residents, while only 83,721 votes were cast for the highest vote count winner in an uncontested election for 2 seats on the school board, or just 36% of all residents in a county that broke all-time records in overall vote count who cared that much about the best schools in the Commonwealth and one of the largest expenditures in the county budget. The rest just woke up that morning or waited until they arrived at the polling place to conclude resolutely, I'm good. Perhaps you might decide that where your tax dollars go is of no consequence, because they are going to force you to pay taxes regardless. And neither the total $581,941,859 expended in school year 2017, nor the $490.3 million approved by the county board for the municipality portion of the school district budget, representing a $23 million increase over the prior year, trigger any alarms. I'm good. Perhaps for you, there is no consequence in the fact that over 50% of the nation's children in public schools cannot read, write, or perform arithmetic at grade level, nor the fact that children from disadvantaged backgrounds begin school with a 3,000-word deficit in their vocabulary vis-a-vis their classmates. Because you happen to live in one of the best school districts in the Commonwealth, and you reside in an affluent community with an average median income of over $105,000 per year, with only 7% of households reporting incomes below the poverty line. You have no cause for concern because over 93% of age-eligible residents have attained at least a high school diploma. Nearly 73% have earned at least a baccalaureate degree, and around 20% of residents have attained graduate degrees. So you can say very comfortably, I'm good. Perhaps you are wholly unfazed by the fact that even though 93% of the Arlington County public school kids plan to go to college, only 68% take the SAT. Fine. Perhaps you are totally undisturbed by the fact that children of color, on average, score as much as 20 points below their majority culture classmates on the annual standards of learning test administered by the state, and as much as 200 points below, on average, on the SATs. Because, like a majority of the teachers in the Arlington County public high schools, where the minority achievement coordinators reside, you don't believe that minority achievement is the job of schools to address, or decline to say. Fine and good. Perhaps it is not your personal problem. If an African American child moves from the District of Columbia to Arlington, his chances or her chances of graduating on time increase by 20 points. But a Latino or Hispanic child's chances only rise by just 2 points, despite the fact that they outperform African American kids on every testing metric and are more likely to obtain an advanced diploma. That's fine too. Perhaps it was just kids being kids when they reported in a survey that significant numbers of them did not believe that their language or culture was respected by their teachers or their school. Besides, you say, 97% of our kids, according to the school district, or 91%, according to the State Board of Education, graduate on time, even if in our non-traditional public high school the graduation rate is only 35%. And so you say, with calm assurance, I'm good. But are you good? Are you really? Does it trouble you at all that the highest reading grade level newspaper in the region, and indeed the nation, is the Washington Post that most of us read every day? And that newspaper, seeking to reach its audience, only writes at a 6th grade level for us to understand. Does it concern you in the least that the Declaration of Independence and its language about certain inalienable rights, and that discusses how to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, is written for a junior in college to understand? And how about that Constitution that Khizr Khan waved at a political convention just last summer, even set to a catchy tune in a schoolhouse rock cartoon, requires a 17.8-year grade level of schooling and comprehension? That's that graduate school that only 20% of us have here in Arlington. Does that worry you at all? Is that your problem now? Look back on the results of the last election and tell me if you are not getting a little concerned. But if you are happy and you know it, clap your hands. Are you happy as a proud business owner when you have to spend valuable resources to retrain or replace a teller or cashier who doesn't know how to end the day without a significant difference in his or her cash score? Are you happy? Are you happy as a shopkeeper when your employee is always late because he or she has not yet learned how to tell time? Are you happy? Are you happy when you go to the drive-thru window during your half hour allotted for lunch and have to return to that window because the fast food professional botched your order again? Are you happy? Are you happy driving around D.C. because your driver cannot figure out where the GPS is telling him or her to go? Are you happy? Are you happy sitting on an online dating site waiting for lightning to strike when you can finally meet that person with whom you can have that intelligent conversation and sip wine, attend theater, and travel because we all just love to travel and have our passports in hand? Are you happy? Are you not a big fan of crime and drugs beyond the screen of a video game, television show, or movie? Because that is what underperforming kids do when they fail to graduate or graduate with worthless diplomas. That is what they tend to do. Well, if you are not happy with those election results, then a school board race is your biggest problem in the world, my friend. And you are not all good, brother or sister gal. Whitney Houston used to sing, I believe the children are our future. But look around, because Houston, we have a problem, a very real problem. And the only thing that Arlington County Democrat Committee endorsed candidate for school board Monique O'Grady is talking about, like the current school board she aspires to join, and like the current superintendent with whom she aspires to work, is how she is going to shake things up, praising community schools and promising an equal education for all, that right now is not doing anyone any good. We really don't need one mole problem with all the rest. And if anyone has any issues with that, tell them to think one more time. You seem like a reasonably intelligent person. So multiply that problem by a school board and a superintendent who will stop at nothing to not talk about this and to keep Mike Webb away from their schools and off the ballot. They only want him to run away. But then, who will fix your problem then? In 2016, it's all about children. It's all about choices. And it's about time. My name is Major Mike Webb, and I have a real problem with all of that. That is why I am talking about it, and that is why I am running for Arlington County Public School Board. Just imagine that. We really don't need to go through this one more time. That's what I'm talking about, right? Honest. This advertisement was authorized by Mike Webb. Honest.